Stadium in West Lafayette, Indiana, with Dan Fouch and Jack Arute. I'm Brett Musburger. The Notre Dame kickoff sailed into the end zone, and the Purdue Boilermakers will put it in play with the first offensive series of the game from the 20-yard line. Billy Dicken, the senior quarterback, who was 13 of 35, but threw 2 picks a week ago in that horrendous loss at the hands of Akron, and makes and rolls to the right on first down under their new coach, Joe Tiller. Sprints out of bounds at the 24 for a 4-yard gain behind this offensive line. And it features Mark Fisher, the tackle from Cincinnati, Ohio. But under Tiller, expect Perdue to throw it often and early. As you see the Chili's receivers, Brian Alford established a school record with better than 200 yards last week. Ed Watson is the lone running back. This is a one-back set that Coach Tiller brought with him from Laramie and the Wyoming Cowboys. The new boss at Purdue with the former boss now on the other sideline. This is Watson, and he's jammed up by the left side of this defensive front for the Fighting Irish. This defensive front did not yield a first down in the fourth quarter a week ago against Georgia Tech. Melvin Dansby from Birmingham, one of the ringleaders, and a top-notch linebacker is Corey Minor out of California. He's number 4. In the secondary, I don't have to tell you about Alan Rossum. He can do everything if the game breaks open Notre Dame's way. Expect to see him some over at wide receiver. Olive Woodson of Michigan, who is a great player, as you just saw. Third down, 5 yards for Purdue. Dicken throws short of the first down. And it looks like it'll be 3 and out with Isaac Jones making the catch on the far side. And so Purdue will be forced to punt. Here comes Brandon Kaiser.
Yeah, Billy Dickens got off a good play with the rollout on first down, pick up a couple of yards, but they're trying to spread out the Notre Dame defense and run the ball a little bit. It got nothing on second down and then come up 2 yards short on third down. Not a good series for the Boilermakers.
You just had a great shot of Rossum, who led the nation in punt returns a year ago. Returned a kickoff to break Purdue's heart last year. Nail it at the 24. Great coverage by Purdue. The special teams draw a roar from the crowd as Vinny Sutherland, the speedy freshman from Florida, comes downfield and buries Rossum.
Well, you know, Rossum wants to return. He should have called for a fair catch here, but this is a free shot for Vinny Sutherland, and he makes the most of it.
Now we'll take a look at the Palace offense, and remember, the former Purdue coach, Jim Coletto, is on the other sideline now as the offensive coordinator. Coletto was always creative in that first series. Loved to open it up if he could. Let's see what the Irish have got in mind as they switch Denson outside. He is spread now to the right-hand side. Purdue drops off in deep coverage with the safety. They run on first down to the 25, and Purdue was right there behind this offensive line. The Irish are much bigger up front. Clevenger and Dowdy, they are 2 good offensive tackles. Here are the Chili's receivers for Notre Dame, and they feature Bobby Brown, who's coming off a big game a week ago when he made 7 catches for 64 yards. Autry Denson, the workhorse tailback, wears number 23. And again, switching with Joey Goodspeed, the fullback, still the lone setback as Denson switches. Movement, and I think the right tackle may have picked up, but I don't see a flag. Complete with the pass to Denson, out of bounds at the 36. That's a first down for the Irish, but no penalty flag is down on that play.
Now the defensive end got back, and Paulus, who threw 2 interceptions last week against Georgia Tech, they came on consecutive passes in the second half. See what he did last year, just 4. But I would expect his numbers to go up this year. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot more.
Brown is slotted to the left. Back in that traditional I formation. And this is the main man, Denson, stacked up in the middle, and that Purdue defense led by Greg Smith, the senior tackle, along with Mike Rose, the strong linebacker. And the ace is Roosevelt Colvin. You're not going to make a living running at Colvin. Willie Burroughs draws a start today. He's out of the state of Florida, number 23. And in that defensive backfield, Mike Hawthorn is a good one. He's number 11, also from Florida, Sarasota. So Paulus comes up with a 2nd and 10. 12-11 to go. Purdue showing blitz, then backing back out of it. They rush 4 against Paulus, who throws the slant complete to Malcolm Johnson. Johnson hammered at the 43-yard line, and this will be 3rd and 4 or 5 about for the Irish coming up.
One thing we're going to see a lot out of Ron Paulus today is checking off at the line of scrimmage, and he'll put his receivers in motion. Jim Coletto knows the personnel for the Boilermakers. Heck, he recruited all these guys. He knows who can play, who has weaknesses, and believe me, he's going to take advantage and attack those weaknesses.
Set back in the eye, good speed, and in motion is Brown. The fullback, power, straight ahead, fumble, and it's marked down. Hold on, it is marked down on the play. Roosevelt Colvin, the big horse in that defensive line, came up with the loose ball, but it was marked down very close to the first down spot, we should add, and it gives the Irish a first down. Let's take a second look, Dan.
Yeah, it's a simple belly play to the fullback. There, his left knee is down. We can't see the ball come out, but double bonus there for Notre Dame. They get the call and the first down.
Ball at the Irish 47-yard line. Paulus with a formation strong to the right, looks to the short side and has another completion and out of bounds. Malcolm Johnson again, number 6. He's a senior.
That's one thing that Jim Coletto really likes in Ron Paulus, the improvement that he's seen just from spring practice to now. The fact that he's more settled in the pocket. He'll hang in there. He'll take the big hit. He'll deliver the ball on target.
Well, the ball is being spotted at the Purdue 42-yard line. And that's enough for another Notre Dame first down. Their opening drive of the game. It was 3 and out for Purdue, and Coach Bob Davie prowling that sideline. He was Lou Holtz's defensive coordinator. He joined Holtz's staff out of Texas A&M. He brought a little more aggressive approach to the Irish defense. Clevenger goes 308. The rest of them 304, 285, 310, 302 across that front wall. On a first down, Paulus on first down, room to run if he wants it. Breaks free inside as he put it on the ground, the 30-yard line. Another Notre Dame first down.
Now Paulus has shown the ability that he still has a little bit of that option quarterback ability. You know, last week against Georgia Tech, he had a run of 22 yards that came on a play very similar to this. It was a broken play. And this one picks up another first down for the Irish. An
injured player down. It could be Willie Burroughs being tended to, and meanwhile the Irish offense dashes over to the sideline around Jim Coletto. Now, one thing that Coletto did when he came to Notre Dame, as you can see him listening to his head coach Bob Davie, he changed terminology and everything. This basically is the same terminology that he used a year ago at Purdue. So Dan, my question to you is that a disadvantage for him in the case of audibles when he comes up to the line with Paulus? Does that help the Purdue defenders?
Well, I am sure, I'm almost 100% sure that he will have changed whatever the hot indicator would be for the audible. Obviously, the Boilermakers know what it was last year, but totally different thing here. You know, the one thing about having an advantage like that, is it an advantage or a disadvantage? We'll only have to wait and see. 8th play coming on this drive on a first down at the 30-yard line. Denson, and he is trapped. He was thrown for perhaps a 1-yard loss by the swarming Boilermakers, who are very aggressive
defensively with Mike Rose, that strong linebacker, only a sophomore. He's number 4, and he's off to a good start against his former coach.
Denson had a lot of trouble last week against Georgia Tech. A lot of his runs were either for losses or for no gains until that fourth quarter.
One of the things you will note is they want to run to the Purdue left, away from Colvin. 2nd down and 11. Split backs the look for the Irish. Nothing doing, another big-time play. And Lee Johnson, number 35, a junior who came back in. He's a former running back who last week also returned kicks.
Jack Arute asked Joe Tiller, are you going to blitz a lot? He says, yeah, we're going to blitz a lot. And here's an excellent example of a blitz against a running play. As number 35, Johnson came in with a big stop.
3rd down and 15. Shotgun the look for Paulus. Backs to either side. He goes back. Colvin comes at him. He steps away from Colvin. Now he takes off, fires on a run, incomplete. He wanted Malcolm Johnson. And the Boilermakers hold the Irish. A fired up Purdue defense.
Roosevelt Colvin, the best player on this Purdue defense, putting pressure on Paulus, forcing him to step up in the pocket. But that was a plain, flat, drop pass by Malcolm Johnson. Would have been an Irish first down.
Hunter Smith is the punter. And Sutherland, that freshman whiz. What a great punt. High right inside the 5, bounces to the side, down. What a beautiful punt by Smith. A major league punt with hang time. There were 4 or 5 white jerseys on it. Horrible field position coming up for the Boilermakers. Joe Tiller was once an assistant coach here at Purdue. Overall out at Wyoming, 9 over 500. But a year ago, they were 10-2. And take a look at those 2 names at the bottom of that graphic. Marcus Harris, number 1, and Ryan Yarborough, number 2. So we would expect Tiller to be wide open, although not necessarily from the 1-yard line coming out. Dicken hands off on a very conservative first down. The Irish swarm all over Ed Watson, the running back. Corey Minor, number 4, is somewhere in that pile.
And when Joe Tiller wants to go out and recruit athletes, he's going to say, I'm going to feature you in a wide open offense. You're a wide receiver, or if you're a quarterback, this is a place where you want to play. You're going to catch a lot of passes. If you're a quarterback, you're going to put up some huge numbers. This is a wide open offense, and nobody really heard about the University of Wyoming until Tiller got there.
Purdue needs a first down to get out of trouble here. 2nd down. Billy Dicken, the senior, sprints over to the left-hand side in a foot race and nothing doing. That was great coverage by number 34, who was in a foot race. Ronnie Nix, the sophomore linebacker.
This was a broken play, Brent. Either Dicken went the wrong way or the quarterback did. Watch Dicken. He's going to come this way, and the quarterback, or rather Watson, will go to the right. And it looks like the quarterback's at fault on that one. The blocking was set for Watson to run off the right side. Dicken is lucky he didn't get nailed for a safety.
3rd and 10 coming out. Willie Tillman, the wide receiver, off to his left, number 5, left to huddle. Dicken fires, middle, there's Alford, the big man, got the first down. Bailed him out on a 3rd and 10. That's a major league play.
This guy caught 10 passes last week for 209 yards. And this man will play on Sundays next year. You can count on that. Found the open area in the secondary, right in front of a Johnny Sanders. And that's a huge first down for the Boilermakers.
Put 13 more yards up for Alford. And 4 wide receivers. Spread the Irish defenders here on first down. Breathing room a little bit. Coming out for the 15. Dicken waits. And he sets it underneath to Watson, the running back. Breaks free. And Watson, with a second effort, gets another Purdue first down. the Boilermakers have something to prove to Coach Coletto today.
Tiller wants to use screens. He wants to use draws, misdirection, anything to offset that huge size advantage the Irish have. But the one thing that happened here is Ronnie Nix of the Irish flat missed a tackle. He had Watson for about a 3-yard gain.
Now the Boilermakers still coming out just on the other side of their 25-yard line with this first down. Watson spreads out. They go empty in the backfield. They'll bring Watson through to overload against the Irish left side. They throw the screen, and it's a quick hitter. And it's another big-time play. Vinny Sutherland, the freshman, and it's another Purdue first down. First down and 10, and Sutherland, who's going to handle the ball a lot if Purdue can do anything here today. They pound back into the middle for 3 yards. Watson, your ball carrier. He gained 73 yards against Akron and scored a touchdown. His long gain was 45 yards as Jimmy Friday, number 13, an inside linebacker, makes the Irish stop.
We talked about Vinny Sutherland. Here he is, a true freshman. He's the fastest receiver on this team. And again, the Boilermakers going to use some screens. That was a wide receiver screen to Sutherland to pick up another first down.
3 wide outs to the wide side. 1 to the short side is Willie Tillman. And Dicken now has to be feeling more and more confident. Second down and 7, and a timeout is going to be used. The Boilermakers burn one early. So let's take a break. We are scoreless, and the Boilermakers, with their new system, are trying to move on the Irish. Spread that field. They pass for 39. There is that same play, putting it back in Sutherland's hands, and he zips across the 50 for another first down. Remember his name, Vinny Sutherland, West Palm Beach, Florida, and he can flat out fly.
5 wide receivers. They go to the wide receiver screen, but they also have, when they throw it out there, they've got 2 or 3 guys blocking. I really think Sutherland surprised Ivory Covington with his speed that time.
Billy Dicken is perfect so far for 53 yards. We're scoreless. He has moved to midfield. The Irish are shocked a little bit about this opening drive. Now there are 3 wide outs. Dicken starts the motion with his left heel. He'll run the toss to Watson. They block the left side, comes clean inside 35, 30, pushed out of bounds, and they're making inroads against this Irish defense.
Now Notre Dame is just making some real bad tackling here. Bad circle, too, for me. Watch number 2 is Benny Gilbo. He comes up, and he's got a shot at Watson right there, and Watson just breaks the tackle, and down the sideline he goes. A lot of missed tackles for the Irish so far in this drive, too, Brent.
23 yards for Watson. First down at the Irish 27-yard line. Tiller needed something to happen on first down. They're going to run the in around with Sutherland. He's going to try to cut away, but he's in deep trouble as Minor came in and was not fooled. Corey Minor. And Jack Arute, how far along are they in that script, my friend?
Well, Brent, as you know, and as the coaches told us, Joe Tiller, all the way back at Wyoming, scripted the first 15 offensive plays. Now, they have run 13 plays, and I'm no math major, but he had told us that when down and distance came into play, like back on the goal line, he'd throw those 3 out. So they're either in their 11th play or their 14th play coming up. But remember, 12 out of 13 times they've scored in the first 15 plays.
The wristband ticks him off. You know what Dan Fouts told him, folks? He said, well, when you get finished, just turn the list over and run it back the other way. Not a bad idea, Dan.
Yeah, flip over the formations and go left this time.
Well, we'll take a break. The Boilermakers are alive and well, at least for the time being. It's very early, folks. Big time series now. Second down and 12 for Billy Dicken, who's been impressive so far. Needs to reach the Irish 16-yard line to keep it going. Dicken straight back. Here come the Irish. Set the screen, and it's beautiful. Run by Watson. Nothing but green for the end zone. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Ed Watson Jackson. Great call against the Irish pressure.
Perfect call for Purdue, but again, Notre Dame is in position to make this a very short game. Johnny Sanders, number 5, comes up here, and he's going to miss the tackle right there, lose his helmet, and there goes Watson all the way to the 1-yard line. 3 missed tackles on this drive for Notre Dame.
The 15th play in this drive. What's the touchdown call? Watson to the end zone. Got it for the Boilermakers. How good do those youngsters feel? To the drawing board on the other side. That was a big-time drive for Joe Tiller's offense.
The field's only 100 yards long, Brent. You can't go longer than 99.
He got to use it all, partner.
They did. What a great drive. Now the Boilermakers are missing one of their wingback for the protection, and they'll just let this clock run down until they get somebody out there. We've got about 10 seconds to snap it. There he comes.
At 5 seconds, he sets down. And Ryan makes it a 7-0 lead. Let's go back to this drive. Remember, it was 3rd and 9 back at the 2-yard line. This is the play that ignited the rally. It was Alford. Ran a quick hook, and Dicken hit him for 13 yards and a first down, and the Boilermakers are alive and well. We'll be right back. Jim Coletto a little uneasy now on that Notre Dame sideline. His former team has jumped on him. It's 7-0. And Arntz, the kickoff man. Denson, as it goes through his hands, picks it up at the goal line. 5, 10, way short of the 20. Hammered at that 11-yard line. Oh, is this a fired-up Purdue team right now? Now the senior leadership of Ron Paulus is about to be tested.
This is a tough one to handle. It was knuckling, and this throws the timing completely off. When he gets to the 10-yard line, there's just no blocking at all. And the momentum is wearing a P on the side of their helmets right now.
Not to mention a number 4 by the name of Mike Rose, as Brown is the motion receiver on first down for the Irish. Back into that eye. Penalty flag comes flying, and that was Clement Stokes who checked into the game. Helmet goes off, and a penalty flag is down at the 15-yard line against Notre Dame.
Just a couple of minutes ago, the Purdue Boilermakers were backed up on the 1, and everything was kind of looking bad for Purdue. They go 99 yards. Now they're winning the battle of field position, as the Irish are going to be backed up inside their 10 now.
We have an illegal block below the waist on the offense. Half the distance penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
The back judge threw that flag, which means probably that one of the wide receivers cracked back as he was coming back toward the line and made the illegal block on a Purdue defensive player, because you could see the flag flying from center field as soon as it came out. As a result, it's 1st and 15 for Paulus and the Irish. The split back look. Paulus keeps it, runs the line on an option look, but gets no further than the 10-yard line.
There's another broken play. This time the Irish miss a handoff in the backfield. Paulus wants to talk to his running back, Joey Goodspeed, but watch, he comes out here. He wanted to give it to Goodspeed. Goodspeed thought he was blocking.
Terminology problem. Dan O'Leary, the tight end, is over to the right side of the formation on 2nd down and 12. Colvin trying to get off the marks, loops, and he's picked up inside by the blocker. That opens the way for the tight end, and Dan O'Leary, who caught one ball last week against Georgia Tech, makes his first reception of this game, and it helps bail the Irish out from that hole.
The play action was a good call there because no matter what, the defense still has to respect it. That drew the linebackers up towards the line of scrimmage and let O'Leary get in wide open in the secondary.
Here's 3rd and 1. You would expect to see power here with good speed. Denson is the tailback right behind him in the eye. It'll be Denson following the lead block for a Notre Dame first down. The ball at the Irish 24-yard line with Purdue leading by 7. 2:33 in the first quarter.
Coletto really thinks that the Irish have an obvious advantage in size, but because of Denson being a short little guy behind those big old offensive linemen, he thinks that he can hide behind them. Make it tough for the Boilermakers to see him.
Split backs on first down. Play fake, good speed. Hollis roll right, fire back, and he hits Johnson for another first down to the 40-yard line. Adrian Beasley, they were struck at that position last week in the Akron game. Brady Doe replaces Beasley. Whether or not he'll be out there long, we'll wait and see, but he's the young center fielder right now. So it's first down and 10. Denson round the right end and free. Brought down from behind on a nice tackle after sprinting for 16 yards. That was Kennard. Sophomore cornerback caught him from behind as he turned the corner.
Well, he should, Brent, because Kennard is coming on the blitz. And after the handoff, you're going to see great blocking on the outside as the Irish get the corner. And Denson avoids injury right there as Kennard rolls up the back of his leg.
Irish rolling again. First down inside the 45. A blitz by the safety. And Hollis picked it up beautifully. He hit Denson on the outside for another 7 or 8 yards on that play for Notre Dame. So Beasley, who had his wind knocked out, returned and came blitzing.
There's nothing like experience, and Paulus has a whole bunch of it. He was studying very hard this week the different type of blitzes he might see. As you said, Brent, that was a safety blitz. Also watch for the Boilermakers to come with different corner blitzes as well.
2nd and 3. The Irish doing a good job of blocking Colvin on this drive. Short drop, fire to the outside, and Nelson for a Notre Dame first down to the 32-yard line, and Mike Hawthorn, the tough defender on that side.
On the Boilermakers' wonderful 99-yard drive, they threw 4 screen passes, 2 of them to the wide receiver. So Notre Dame said, well, we got that play too. Picked up a couple that time.
Nelson is flanked to the right. Johnson split to the left. Falling down, hands Denson. Denson tripping, and he is down at the 31-yard line. Nothing doing on that play, and again it was Rose, number 4.
Denson, the ball carrier.
One thing Coletto's going to do today is keep that headset on. He's got his back to the student body over there.
2nd and 10, and Paulus is going to take a timeout here, I believe. Now, it's the end of the first quarter. His time has run out. So Paulus gets a meeting. One touchdown in the first quarter. Purdue with a 99-yard drive and Watson pounding across. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC station. After one quarter, Purdue leading a 3-touchdown favored Notre Dame team by 7 points. Second down and 10. The ball at the Purdue 32-yard line. Ron Hollis, the senior quarterback, under pressure, fires high and incomplete for his fullback. And the Boilermakers were all over him. What a day Mike Rose is having, along with Willie Fells, the middle linebacker. They were both coming.
It's all part of Brock Spack's plan on defense. He's their defensive coordinator. We have to attack. We have to put Notre Dame on their heels. That time, with the pressure, it looked like Paulus was throwing off his back heel.
Now let's see what Coletto wants done on third down. A slot formation to the left. Irish need 10 yards. Let's see if he can find Brown. That was his main man a week ago out of the slot. Paulus in trouble. Down he goes with a sack. Roosevelt Colvin, the big man, comes up with a huge defensive play.
Two great plays in a row for the Boilermakers. They force Paulus into an incompletion, and then Colvin comes free right up the middle, beats Jerry Wisney, and brings up a punt.
They looped Colvin, and that's the third time I've seen it, to find daylight down the middle, Dan, against that Irish offensive line. Obviously, they think there's a better avenue for him there than having him rush through the tackle on the outside. Vinny Sutherland back deep. Let's see what Hunter Smith, if he can do it again. This one going to go out of the end zone, and Perdue will put it in play. Trying to stay cool while he figures it out, talking to the assistant coaches. Hollis was just sacked by Roosevelt Colvin. That is Colvin's third sack of the season. He was in on 7 tackles last week against Akron. Kendall Matthews, number 43, is now your Purdue running back. First down coming out for the 20. Dicken steps away from trouble. Throws it downfield. Complete. First down. Hits Sutherland. Won't be a freshman long, folks. He's come to play.
Hopefully he's not too badly injured on this play. That was a heck of a hit he took. Great job by Dicken of getting away from the pressure. He's 6 for 6 so far today and throwing perfect passes.
Tough kid. He's from West Palm Beach. He'll get up. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he's only 5'10", 185 pounds, and what, 19 years old? Welcome to your first Notre Dame game. Couple of hot quarterbacks. Dicken has been very impressive. That pass he threw Alford off the goal line was a great sign for the Boilermaker fans. This guy's big in this game plan.
Little Gimpy as he comes to the bench. First down and 10 now. Billy Dicken making a run for the Hall of Fame the way he's throwing the ball here, Mr. Fouts. He looks like you.
Thanks for the compliment. I don't think I was ever 7 for 7 though.
Motion man Alford. Dicken, play action deep. Alford's got it. Dropped it at the 30-yard line. Holy cow. He's their best receiver, and he dropped it.
Now we might have jinxed the quarterback. This was a great pass, and watch Alford get behind the secondary. Deke Cooper takes the fake, and this is going to be a touchdown, but watch his head. At the very last minute, he's looking downfield. Knew he was just running out of room there on the sidelines. Maybe he was planning his end zone celebration.
Second down and 10. Boilers ready. And Dicken back in that shotgun which Tiller used so often out at Wyoming. Hands off to the inside man Matthews for his first carry, and the Irish were ready that time. Down we go to Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, Jim Coletto is not only the offensive coordinator for the Irish, but he's also the line coach. And ever since the offense has come off the field from that last series, Ron Paulus, you showed him on the phone, but Jim Coletto's had his linemen huddled. He's not at all happy with their line play, specifically the play of the center. He feels that they're the men that stalled this drive. He's made some adjustments, and now they're going to have to wait to see if they get up very shortly.
Yeah, Jack, Rick Kaczynski's got to wait and see if Colvin comes looping down the middle again as the time is running down. Dicken's got to hurry. Got it off on the snap. Getting protection. Middle, high, incomplete. Wanted Alford that time, and defensively, Sanders was there, number 5.
Johnny Sanders flashed right in front of Alford as the ball was coming, and I think that affected Alford because the ball hit him in the shoulder pad. Not sure if Sanders got his hand on it or not. Just another good pass. There goes Johnny Sanders. I think he just deflected it enough, and the ball drilled Alford in the chest.
Kaiser punting again. The always dangerous Rossum. They went after it a little bit, and it's a good punt. Let's see what Rossum can do with it off his hands. Out of bounds. Notre Dame is stumbling its way across Ross-Ade Stadium. What's wrong with the Irish right now? We'll be right back. Notre Dame will try it again. Hollis, the quarterback, from the I formation, and Jamie Spencer has checked in at the fullback position for the Irish. Off a fake on first down. Got time for that Irish offensive line, and he hits O'Leary big time. 15 yards. The kind of blocking that he wanted that time, Dan.
Well, that's 2 times in a row now that Paulus has hit his tight end on that same exact action, faking the ball to the I-back, Denson, and then letting the tight end drag across the middle.
And checking in at that corner is John Reeves, the former quarterback, is now over at right corner for Purdue. On a first down, Hollis rolling over to the left, wants to throw over Reeves' head, and he did. Hit O'Leary. So Reeves took the fake, made a move, and let the tight end come free, and they lobbed it right over his head. Advantage, Coletto that time.
Now, who would think that the tight end was going to be the major receiver here? Watch as Paulus comes out on the bootleg here, and then just this is, shows that he can throw the long ball, he can throw the short, hard one. That's the tight end on the other side, so that's using both of them, getting them both open.
Denson stuffed up in the middle. They're going to be thrown back. Willie Burroughs, number 23, among those black shirts, in on that stop. Next Saturday, we've got regional coverage coming your way on ABC. Good lineup. A lot of you are going to see a big one out west. And, of course, that one is the Nebraska-Washington game up in Seattle. Some of the rest of you here in the Midwest will watch Arizona play Ohio State in Columbus. 2nd down and 8 for the Irish. This is Nelson in motion. He's caught 1 pass already today. Hollis looks short side. Going to use Spencer to fullback, and the Boilers were there defensively. Burroughs in on that stop one more time.
Got to wonder about the Irish rushing attack, though. This drive has been fueled entirely by Paulus's right arm. They have not run the ball very well at all today. And they're so much bigger, so much more physical than the Purdue front line.
And Purdue trying to throw clearly at Reeves and away from Hawthorn. Let's see what they do on 3rd and 7. Show blitz coming, picked up, gets it off, fires high, complete, first down. They came inside that time, and they got the first down. They put it back in Malcolm Johnson's hands. He's the senior wide receiver. He was their leading receiver a year ago.
There's nothing quite like beating the blitz, and Paulus does it here with maximum protection. Both backs stay into block. They pick everybody up. He steps into the pocket and throws a perfect pass for the first down. That does a lot for Paulus's confidence, but also for the entire offensive team.
Rossum checks in offensively. He's flanked out to the right. Here comes the Rossum end around. Rossum beats the first tackler. 30. Knocked out of bounds hard at the 27-yard line. So Alan Rossum, the punt return specialist, the defensive back, and the sometime wide receiver.
They want to use him on the reverse. They want to use some of this speed. He's the fastest guy in the ball club. And he's going to stay in for the next down here. Didn't get a whole lot on that one. It took quite a lick at the end of it. But what it does is it puts the defense on alert.
He goes over to the sideline. Bobby Brown checks back in. Jamie Spencer is the fullback in front of Denson. This is 2nd down and 6 for the Irish. Here's Denson behind Spencer. They got an alley. Cuts back, 1st down, Notre Dame. Just what they needed on that fullback lead play.
Good play calling by Jim Coletto. The Boilermakers have been blitzing up the middle, and the best Irish runs have been to the outside, and they've been to that left side, which is kind of unusual because Coletto said we wanted to run more to the right side today.
And because of the lack of run support, Reeves is coming out to the sideline. So as long as Coletto had 3 out there, he wanted to run at him. And now Kennard goes back at that cornerback spot over on the right-hand side. Irish are going to run Denson in that direction. And this time, more black shirts come in to make the tackle. But he still crossed the 15-yard line, and Rose is there again defensively.
To see the confidence grow on the Irish sideline and in that Irish huddle right now. For good running plays, their best back-to-back running plays of the afternoon.
2nd and 5. Irish are at the Purdue 14-yard line. 9th play of their drive coming up. Spencer's been the fullback on this drive, replacing Goodspeed. He gets the call, but they were ready. Chucky Wakori, the left end. 7 tackles last week against Akron. He makes the stop here.
Watch Wakori come in from the right side here. And Spencer really had no place to go. As soon as he got the ball, he also got number 49.
Here comes the 3rd down for the Irish. Perdue up to the task earlier on 2 big 3rd down plays. What will he do this time on 3rd and 4? Hollis fires, incomplete. It was dropped. It's field goal time for Notre Dame. Jim Sampson is their field goal kicker, trailing by 7.
And nobody feels worse than Rakai Nelson right now. He had the ball. Perfect pass. He also had a 1st down if he catches it. Good protection, good throw, bad catch.
So the Irish send Sampson onto the field. He was 1 of 2 against Georgia Tech. It was not his fault that he missed the one in South Bend last week. It was a bad snap on the play. Hunter Smith, the punter, is the holder for Sampson. It's a 29-yarder. So Sampson will attempt to put Notre Dame on the scoreboard. The clock ran out, so they'll move it back.
Prior to the snap, we have a delay of game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. We're still 1st down.
That doesn't hurt anything. It was going to be about a 29-yarder, so add 5 to that, and I know that that's 34.
Well, his long last week was 28, so this would be his longest of the season. Here comes the 34-yarder, trying to put Notre Dame on the board. And he does just that. Purdue's lead is reduced by a field goal. Purdue 7, Notre Dame 3. We'll be right back. Jackaroot and Fouts. I'm Brett Musburger. Welcome to West Lafayette, Indiana. Purdue with Chris Clopton, the freshman from Thornton South, outside of Chicago, awaits the kickoff from Sampson. From the 3. Looking for an alley, got to the left. 25-30. Out of bounds and hard at the 35, and an extra 15 on that hit. Called against Notre Dame on the tackle on the sideline.
This is really a dumb penalty. Clopton was way out of bounds. He gets to the outside very effectively as the wedge sets up in the middle, but he uses his speed to jump to the outside here. Now he's definitely out of bounds, and there's the big hit by Harper. That can't make Davey very happy.
For a late hit on the kicking team. 15 yards, first down.
Yeah, it's a big kickoff return to begin with, but then you give him 15 more yards. Devin Harper, number 10. Oh, that's a knockout shot. If he were in the NFL, he'd be having to dip into his wallet. Pay that $10,000 fine.
George Davey talking with him on the sideline. Meanwhile, the Irish defense must hold half a field. Purdue will come out at the 50-yard line, and they have had wide receivers breaking free all over with this Joe Tiller system. 3 wideouts over to the right-hand side. Matthews stays in as the running back. Dicken will use him on first down, and Matthews battles his way to the 46. So if you haven't had enough college football, turn on over to the Deuce, ESPN2. Good one, Stanford, North Carolina. That's at 6 Eastern. Then it's Utah, TCU. Dan and I will be bedded down watching that one at 9. Well, I don't know if I get ESPN2 in my hotel. I'll call my cable operator.
I bet they got it up there, huh? You know, this is the type of situation where you can look for the Boilermakers to use a flea flicker. They have the good field position, and they want to do it on second down.
Shotgun look. There's the inside shuffle. Matthews breaks wide open. The play was there all day. To the Irish 29-yard line. This Purdue coaching staff has done a whale of a job so far.
He wants to use draws, screens, misdirection. We've seen it all so far. And watch the defense get faked out here. Corey Minor's number 4. He comes after the quarterback, which is probably his responsibility. Somebody's got to be here for the remaining tailback.
17 yards on the game. Purdue drives inside the Irish 30. The Boilermakers lead 7-3. Ed Watson returns as the running back. He scored the game's only touchdown. And it's that fake end around. Dicken sells it. Incomplete. And a penalty flag is going to be thrown. Ronnie Nix, the inside linebacker. That'll be an automatic first down. He was right. What a job Dicken did selling that play.
Yeah, it's kind of like a flea flicker. It's a fake end around. And the pass protection was just unbelievable. There's not an Irish shirt anywhere near him. Ball is well thrown. There's the right hand on the shoulder. That's Nix again. Remember, he had a missed tackle on the 99-yard drive that got the Boilermakers rolling. But, you know, we talked about how the Boilermakers wanted to put the Irish offense on their heels. With the Irish defense, they're sitting back watching things instead of getting after the Boilermakers.
Matthews returns. Ball is inside the Notre Dame 15-yard line. And Dickens starts Matthews out of the backfield to go empty. Dicken gets time. The goal short is Alford. At the 2-yard line, Alford coming to the goal from the right of the formation, and he was short of the end zone.
Yeah, no truer words were ever spoken than what Joe Tiller said. We want to turn this into a whack game. And by that he meant, let's throw it all over the place. He had great success doing this at Wyoming, and right now this is a offensive team that is unstoppable.
Ed Watson back in at running back. Smashes over the top and short of the goal. A little bit too far to jump on that play, and the Irish eat him up. It'll be second and goal. Eric Haddad, number 16, an extra tight end, checks in for Tiller. He'll be an extra blocker. Tiller very well respected by other coaches around the country. Started at Montana State in Bozeman, Montana as an assistant. He has worked for Mike Price out of Washington State. He's been an assistant coach here. And of course the job he did at Wyoming was nothing short of phenomenal. Inside of a yard now against Bob Davies. Second down and goal. Here they come. Got it. Touchdown Purdue. Watson again. His second. extra point. I should say Shane Ryan. Let me check that.
Got it.
The power of Ed Watson. His second touchdown of the game. It's 14-3 Boilermakers. The man in the headset is Brock Spack. He's the defensive coordinator under Joe Tiller. Now, he was on the staff of Coletto's here as a defensive assistant. He remembers Coletto exploding at the defensive coaches after a wild shootout up at Minnesota. Nothing is pleasing Spack more than to come back here to West Lafayette and start to put it to Coletto's offense over at Notre Dame. Rossum is back deep, and now Coletto's got to be uneasy. He knows that Tiller was sandbagging last week against Akron. A lot of things they put in just for Notre Dame. Barnes wails it. Rossum is coming out. The 10. Down well short of the 20. They swarm all over him. Let us swarm all over Jackaroo. Jack.
Well, Brent, you were talking about Brock Sack, a former Purdue Boilermaker himself. But consider this. He was looking today for one thing from his defense, and that was leadership. He also said, I'd take a little bit of intensity. He said, they're young. We're going to go with a young group of players because Sack said we've got a lot to learn. But you know what he used for motivation, Brent? He told the story of Wyoming beating Air Force last year, and then Air Force going and beating Notre Dame. He said, hey, guys, same system, you can do the same as well.
He is now matching up with a cornerback. He's decided to put Hawthorn one-on-one on Brown. Hawthorn goes over to the right side, and Paulus sprints to the short side, however, and comes underneath to Spencer. Out of bounds, but it's a Notre Dame first down at the 30-yard line coming out. So a change with the defensive thinking upstairs. They are very short-handed in that secondary.
And Jamie Spence sneaks out into the flat here after the play action. This has really been a very good series of plays for Notre Dame. They've hit the tight end a number of times on the misdirection. This time they hit the fullback.
Now Lee Brush, the safety, tightens up for Perdue. And he's going to come down the line, but they're running the other way with Denson. Denson 40. Denson out of bounds at the 46. Another Notre Dame first down.
He's got a pretty good idea that the Boilermakers want to blitz his offense, and they've had success coming up the middle, putting pressure on Paulus. And their best running plays have been off the tight end to the short side of the field.
Extra wide receiver. Nelson is over to the short side, along with O'Leary, the tight end. Irish coming out from the right hash. Paulus on first down to the three-step drop, fires over to the other side of Brown, and he is eaten up as Hawthorne is right there. So that switch by Perdue to mirror Brown and flop Hawthorne that time, and they were all over him.
Now, Brown was lined up in the slot, and there wasn't a man anywhere near him. Here he is here. The man, there's a safety way back here. Instead of running up the field here, they try to throw the quick out. Watch the corner, the top of the screen. Hawthorne come off and lay on the big hit.
Now Hawthorne comes over to the left against Brown. Second down and 10 for Paulus, and he tightens up on Brown. Plays him coming right off the line. Here is Denson on a cutback. Denson's got daylight. Denson to the 40, and inside to the Perdue 36-yard line. So clearly, if you're Notre Dame, you want to run away from the Hawthorne side right now. He is by far their best tackling corner.
Well, you just love to see your running back when he gets in space and gets near the sideline, turns back to the field and pick up extra yards. That time looked like Denson could have stepped out of bounds and avoided a bruise or two. He turned it back inside, picked up about 3 more.
Irish have the ball on the Boilermaker 36-yard line. Brown is off to the right. 2 tight ends, strong looking formation. Denson tries to slide for daylight, and Rose is again, and we'll check in with Jackaroo.
Brent, you'll notice a new type of intensity in the huddle for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish this year. It seems that Bob Davie wants them to break the huddle earlier, come up to the line with more time on the 24-second clock. I've been watching here, and they've been averaging about 7 to 8 seconds, then coming to the line. Davie says he wants that so they can make adjustments after they see the defense.
Coletto wants him to spread the field in this situation. Second down and 8, 3 wide receivers. The wide side to right. That's where Brown is. This is Spencer. Cut off. down he goes with Roosevelt Colvin in on the stop on that side. Meanwhile, downfield, Nelson was attempting to get a block on Hawthorn. So the wide receivers of Notre Dame are very aware that they're going to have to block 11 downfield. 3rd down and 7.
Hawthorne's a good example of an athlete willing to take on a new position. He was a strong safety. That may be why he's such a good tackler.
Brown's a slot man. Spencer's the lone Irish running back. On 3rd down, the 3-step drop. Gets away from the stop. Scrambles for it. And I believe he has a Notre Dame 1st down. He looks over to see if he got the spot on it. It's going to be very close. They got it. 1st down, Notre Dame.
He's 6'2", 220 pounds or so. He's always been a big, strong kid. That's Roosevelt Colvin he ran away from there. And then put that nose down, diving forward and picking up a huge 1st down for the Irish.
Now Perdue gets down defensively. The Irish with a 1st down. Coming in from the 25-yard line. 14-3, Perdue leads it. Goodspeed to the 16-yard line. Joey Goodspeed back in the game at number 45. Crushes to the 15-yard line with a power run.
Got all the way to the safety, Adrian Beasley, who just barely got enough of the big fullback to bring him down.
2nd down and 1. The Irish using muscle. The big offensive line. Kaczynski's the center. Denson and Alley. 1st down, goes for the goal. Got it. Notre Dame touchdown. Denson. Notre Dame has scored for the 1st time today, and Sanson adds the extra point. Couldn't get any better than that. 2:39 now. Chris Clopton's your deep man. Purdue's playing a whale of a football game against the Irish so far. Here's the high kick. Here, the youngster lets it bounce it. Now they battle for it. Let's see who comes up with the football. Purdue's got it. It is indeed Tiller time. Spread the field and have some fun.
2:30 to go in the 1st half, and you know that the Boilermakers can handle the hurry-up offense, don't you think?
They spread those 3 wides as you look down off to the quarterback's left. No running backs. Offensive line doing a great job, and it is whistle. There was a flag thrown, I guess, just prior to the snap. It was thrown by the line judge on that far side. And then he came in and had to make sure that everybody understood that he had whistled it down.
Prior to the snap. Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Kind of penalty a coach detests in this situation.
That's because of the field position. You're already backed up to begin with because Clopton, for some reason, doesn't catch the kickoff. And now on the very 1st play, you back up your offense 5 more yards. And this is after the other team just went down and scored on you. So it's not a good start on this drive for the Boilermakers.
1st penalty of the game against Purdue, and it came with 2:27 to go in the half, and the Boilers ahead by 4 points, 14-10. So the clock now is reset at 2:30. We're coming up at the top of the hour with Jack Arute, Dan Fouts. I'm Brent Musburger. Nice to have you with us. In case you just turned on your television set, that score is accurate. Purdue with 2 touchdowns and a wide open passing attack like this, finding people in space, and the young man Vinny Sutherland returns after being shaken up. He's a freshman from West Palm Beach, Florida, out of bounds at the 13-yard line. He possesses a little dash, doesn't he, Dan?
Yeah, he does, and the injury he suffered in the 1st half was a leg injury, so it's good to see him running without any noticeable limp there. He's got great speed. This is about 4 times now they've thrown this little swing pass to the wide receiver on the screen.
There was a penalty, so it is 2nd and 9 after the game. This time the Irish show pressure, and they hit him on a release. Caused the incompletion, and Dicken is down. Roughed up and down at the 5. He'll stagger on up. Jimmy Friday unloading on the quarterback that time, and you can see some cobwebs.
Well, one of the things, what happens when you go empty in your backfield, you have nobody to pick up linebackers. Guess what position Jimmy Friday plays? Linebacker. That's a big question on Dicken. He's had a number of injuries. Can he stay healthy? Not if he keeps getting shots like that.
Back into the shotgun on a 3rd and 9 for Purdue. Offensive line holds, and he hits Alford for the first down. Alford cuts inside, still going, 35. That's why he's a big-time wide receiver. He dropped a touchdown pass, or at least a big gain early on in this game after making a big play. But he showed you there why he's one of the best, certainly in the Big Ten Conference this year.
Now he's the inside receiver here, number 80. And you know that number 80 looks a lot like the number 80 in San Francisco after the catch, Jerry Rice. Not willing to just settle for the catch and the yardage, trying to make a big play after the catch.
And he outran safety Sanders on that play. First down after the 23-yard gain. Ball at the 39, short drop, another completion. Here's Sutherland. He goes out of bounds at the 47. Washington State in that comeback against Tennessee, which we saw, they came up short last week. 2nd and short. Dicken's back. Fires middle. Dangerous pass that time. He was under pressure as he went down. Lance Legree, who had replaced Corey Bennett in that Irish lineup, was finally able to penetrate from that nose guard position. But a word about this Purdue offensive line. Fisher, Nicely, Niedrich, Akobe, and Malley. They're doing a stand-up job so far.
And they're doing it without a lot of help from the running backs or the tight ends. They're doing a good job of controlling that pass rush.
Jim Niedrich is the sophomore center, number 63. Devon Harper must do the job at cornerback for the Irish. Ivory Covington out with an injury. Hollis talking upstairs. Matthews has checked in as the running back for Purdue. Boilermaker's up 4, 1st down and 10. And Dicken with another good play fake. Hides the ball and runs to the 22-yard line. Good ball handler, Dan.
Didn't quite get enough out of that play. He should have maybe, should have, would have, could have pulled up and looked for a receiver. He had good blocking out there in front of him. Picked up a short gain, but a gain nonetheless.
Bryant making the stop, number 53, an outside linebacker for the Irish. The Irish defense not quite as tentative as they were in the first half against this wide open attack. And here's Bryant getting ready. On 2nd down and 6, Dicken short drop, fires complete for a 1st down. He puts it into Isaac Jones's hands.
That's the one thing that Tiller told us yesterday. If his offense starts to struggle, we'll go with the 3-step drop. We'll throw hitches. We'll throw quick slants. That time Jones makes the reception on a short pass, then turns it up for a big gain.
The ball on the Purdue 39-yard line with 3:35 to go. You can see in the upper right-hand corner. And the Boilermakers up by 4 as Notre Dame gambles. Passes up the field goal opportunity. And now run wide. Kendall Matthews. Matthews sprinting, trying to get the 1st down. Forced out of bounds, close to it. It'll depend on the spot, and I believe he's got it.
Yeah, we're talking about all these receivers and the passing and everything, but these are a couple of good running backs in Ed Watson and Kendall Matthews. Matthews is a slasher, and he can get to the outside. And I kind of like Scott Downing, the running backs coach, use of coach speak. He says Watson is a power back with speed, where Matthews is a speed back with power. Huh?
Here's Dicken up to the line, in danger of losing his job to a freshman and growing up here against Notre Dame. Starts the motion man, who's one of his running backs. There's that flanker screen, double pass, gonna throw it. Jones downfield. They're gonna throw a flag, incomplete. No flag is being thrown by the back judge. Tillman was the intended receiver, locked up, and we'll take a second look.
Good play here for the Boilermakers. This is a lateral right there, and Jones just kind of throws a bad pass here. But give credit to Devon Harper, number 10. He sniffed it out all the way. That could have been pushing off against Tillman, but no call. That just shows you a little bit more about Joe Tiller and his offense and how he not afraid to use the gadget plays.
Welcome to the wacky Big Ten. Second down and 10.
I love it.
Where's Colorado State when we need them? Backing up now as Dicken looks the middle high. Great grab by Tillman. That time he yanked it in at the Irish 35. First down, Boilermakers.
And they couldn't wait to get Tillman healthy. He had a knee problem in 2 days, but now he's healthy. And this is what he gives his quarterback. Fearless over the middle. Watch this catch. Knowing he's going to get drilled between defenders. Big first down for Purdue.
Madison, formerly the defensive coordinator at Michigan, now with Notre Dame. Barking, and a flag comes. A little bit easier up at his old school today. The Wolverines jumping all over Rick Neuheisel, who will not be playing any guitars on the way back to the Rocky Mountains tonight.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
First and 15. Dicken going to run the quarterback draw. Speaking of John Elway, nobody does it better. And this time Dicken comes across the 30-yard line. On cue, mention Elway, and Dicken takes off.
Yeah, but you also mentioned Paul Horning today. That looked more like Horning. I mean, watch the stiff arm. 3-step drop. Now he's into the secondary. Watch the right arm. There's the stiff arm on Rossum. And now watch him lower his head here. Boom! Great play by the quarterback as he drills Ty Good for good measure.
Very good, Dan. 2:29 here in the third.
Once in a while, pal.
Big drive for the Boilermakers. Dicken's going to take a look at it for the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers and Matthews right next to him. Matthews for the shuffle. Here it is. Matthews first down. Matthews to the 15-yard line, just short of it. And the Boilermakers on the move again.
And look at the stands, Brent. Is everybody in this stadium standing?
It's great.
Yeah, and they just can't wait for the next play. What are they going to see next? That's twice now they've had big plays on the shovel pass. That time, great job by Dicken, not rushing it. Letting the defender, it's almost an inverted option play. The defensive end comes at the quarterback, and he pitches it inside.
Now Harper getting a workout is going to switch over to the Rossum side. Both corners are on the wide side against this, so Dicken looks back to the short side. They're trying to get somebody, nobody open, and he'll be sacked, and down he goes at the 19-yard line. Good coverage by the Irish that time. Lamont Bryant gets credit for the sack, but it was great downfield coverage.
But, you know, it's not that bad a play for Purdue because it was only a 4-yard loss. A lot of times when you get sacked, it's a 7, 8, 10-yard loss. But this still gives them excellent field position. So that's not that bad of a play for Purdue.
Here's second down and 14. Second down at 14. Show blitz picked up in the middle. Dicken intercepted by Minor. A huge play. Free to the 30, 35, 40, and out of bounds at midfield. Corey Minor, the junior linebacker, makes the biggest defensive play of the game for Notre Dame.
Well, the Irish are going to come on a blitz. There's a great job in here by Nicely to pick it up. But now watch Minor. He's just eyeing that quarterback, and this is a great catch as he snatches it out of the air. Big turnover for the Irish as they are now at midfield.
And it's the first turnover of the ball game. Brown's going to be the slot man with Johnson coming to the wide side of the field for the Irish. And the running back now is Clement Stokes, who is checked back in. He's behind Jamie Spencer. Movement on the right side. Thomas pulls out. High, incomplete. Second and 15.
High and incomplete, but not intercepted. Good job by Paulus, seeing he didn't have anybody and just throwing it into the Purdue bench.
Now Paulus looks over at the Coletto sideline. Dicken, meanwhile, talking up above, trying to find out what Minor was doing lurking there, because that had been open. Now Paulus comes up, eyes that defense. Perdue shows pressure in the box. Here's the handoff. Great play by number 4, Mike Rose, who's been a whale of a defender for the Boilermakers today.
Now let's go back to that 4th down decision the last time Notre Dame had the ball. And when they don't convert on 4th down, what does that do for the Purdue defense? Well, it gives them a heck of a lift. Mike Rose right there.
Inside of 45 seconds. Talking with the officials. Hoping his offense can come up with a big play on 3rd and 17 for Paulus. Brown is the slot receiver to the right. Hawthorn tightens up. The tight end move. I don't see a penalty flag. Everybody got back. Paulus on the move. Fires. Incomplete. And the Irish forced to punt.
It's always tough to throw late over the middle, especially when you're on a dead run. Give a lot of credit to Willie Burroughs for breaking that pass up.
And Notre Dame fails to capitalize on the turnover. Hunter Smith, he's been an excellent punter here today. Sutherland's back deep. The freshman whiz.
An injured player, and it's Willie Burroughs that's down on the right in front of the Purdue bench. You got to wonder if players are starting to cramp up a little. This happens early in the season. It's like Mike Rose might have had a cramp earlier.
Both sides looking for something from their punting team. One of those special team situations. He booms another one. That's a big league leg. Almost dropped it down inside the 5, but it goes to the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. We'll take a break. Notre Dame trails Purdue 14-10. Jackaroo, a lot of folks seem to be cramping up here, partner.
Well, Brent, when you're small, you're light, but you're intense, like this defense, you will cramp up. That indeed has been the case. The coach for the defense, Brock Speck, has been concerned about it. You'll notice the starters are all sitting on the bench, trying to take on fluids. They need to try and hold on for one more quarter in 10 seconds.
Offense got hit too, Ed. Watson had to come off, and so Kendall Matthews is the running back, and they're going to start to bring him. Eaten alive by Bryant, who now is suddenly coming on. Number 53, Lamont Bryant, a junior linebacker. So we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. The Fighting Irish come up short. Time after time after time. Can they pull it out in the 4th quarter? ABC Sports presentation of college football returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. With Dan Pouts and Jack Arute, I'm Brent Musburger. Welcome to West Lafayette, Indiana, where Purdue leads Notre Dame by 4. And Ron Paulus, remember, trailed Georgia Tech going into the 4th at South Bend last week. Audrey Denson would like a chance to score a touchdown like he did against the Ramblin' Wreck. Meanwhile, Purdue has the ball, the wide open offense. They go empty again in the backfield for Coach Joe Tiller. He did it at Wyoming. Now he's trying to do it here at Purdue. As they hit Isaac Jones, the first play of the 4th quarter, to the 35-yard line, and another Boilermaker first down. Someone asked me during that timeout, do you think Joe will sit on it? Do you think he'll go conservative? He doesn't know any other way, folks. It's wide open or nothing for Coach Tiller.
Well, that someone, let me clarify, was not me.
I would have put the finger on you if it was.
I know Joe Tiller. I had to play against his defense.
It was one of these conservative Michigan graduates.
Sit on it. That's what he would tell the fans if they asked him to do that.
First down at 10. There's a quick throw to Sutherland. The freshman dives for the sideline of that speed. Pushed out of bounds at the marker And pushed out hard by Sanders. There is a flag down. Against Purdue. One touchdown called back for Tiller earlier in this game.
Watch the receivers blocking out in front of Sutherland. This is a great job. Now, do they call?
They call holding on number 8, Gabe Cox, right there. You saw it, Danny.
Yep.
That's exactly who it was.
Holding against Covington, and that's a good sign for the Irish that Covington is back in the ballgame.
Because we were told originally that he probably would not return, but
yeah,
he's had to replace Harper on that corner.
Yeah, he left early at the end of the first half to get some IV fluids, probably. Looks good now.
He's tightening up. Now Dicken right straight back wants to set the screen to Matthews. Full head of steam. Short of the first down. Your corners are Harper and Covington for Notre Dame. Second down and short. Here's Matthews for the first down. Matthews to midfield. Isaac Jones brings the play in from Tiller's sideline.
Watch Chucky Akobe and Dan Malley as they both come off the line very well. Good double team there. And then it's just power breaking through the tackle of Jimmy Friday for Kendall Matthews.
3 wide receivers. Dicken content to stay on the ground. They move the clock, and Matthews bangs to the 46 as Rossum returns. Harper will check out, so the starting corners are now. Harper turns back around, and they're going to make another switch as Vinny Gilbo dashes on. Anthony Brannon, a roverback type linebacker, an all-effort guy, walk-on, leaves on that far side, and it's going to be second down and 6 for Dicken and Perdue. Blitz, fire, caught. Tillman out of bounds, short of the first down. Third down and short, and Harper delivers the blow. Big play in this game coming up right now.
Two receivers to the bottom of the screen, and Tillman is the inside receiver. Watch after the catch. This is a big hit by Harper. Good job of hanging on to the ball. But don't expect the Boilermakers to run this one.
Brad Williams checks into that defensive line for the Irish. Covington goes out to a wide man. So the corners tighten up. Rossum is up in a bump and run look on the flanker. Third down and short. Irish show blitz from the safety. Dicken rolls to the right. It's open. Bluffs pass. Dicken heads, dives to the 40-yard line. If he got it, he got the first down. He had to reach the 40. If he got it, he got it. He did. First down, Purdue.
This is a guy, Billy Dicken, who had a sternum injury, a shoulder injury, and what's he leading with? The blitz comes right up the middle. Great job of pass protection to stop the initial rush. And then watch the effort by Billy Dicken. All-out dive, and just barely gets the first down.
Brannon, number 8, returns for the Irish on first down. Purdue's ball at the Notre Dame 40-yard line. The toss play to Matthews. He's got an alley cut back. Bang, helmet off as he buries himself at the 33-yard line. Jack Aruden, watching Joe Tiller up here, he's been very calm. What's he like down there, partner?
Brent, that's exactly the way he's been. He's been that way even in the walkthrough yesterday. But here's something to consider. The Wyoming offense that we are seeing here, when it's in full effect, and we still have, according to Tiller, for Purdue, another 25% to this offensive scheme that they haven't even introduced yet. Last week they used 60%. This week they used 70%, and I got a funny feeling they've added about 5% since halftime.
What an effort he is getting from these young men right now, like Dicken and Matthews. And Watson returns. Dicken rolls, buys time, trouble, steps away from it, gonna keep fire, incomplete. Tight end was over there. That was John Blackman, who's been very quiet as a receiver. So there was a receiver over there in that area that time, so it was not intentionally grounding, although maybe.
Well, he was real close to being over the line of scrimmage. Watch this shot at the end of the previous play as Kendall Matthews does a nice job of picking up about 6 yards and then gets drilled. And that's number 30, Jarvis Edison, with the big hit.
Deke Cooper now tightens up for the Irish. They chase with Gilbo. Dicken looks toward the middle. He's got Alford. First down, Purdue at the 22-yard line. They went to work on Covington.
Alford is the near receiver, number 80. This is good coverage by Covington, but a perfect throw and a big-time catch, but great pass protection. You betcha.
First down and 10 at the Notre Dame 22-yard line. Now Rossum goes outside. The defensive back's under pressure. The shotgun. Dicken rolls, fakes the inside, shuffle pass, keeps it, and gets buried inside the 20-yard line. Still picked up a few yards for the Boilermakers.
He's getting tired, too. Dicken is winded right now. He's been, remember the great effort he made on the third down to pick up the first down. He's been throwing the ball a lot. Right now, that was the last thing he expected on that play, was that he was going to have to carry it. And then, how about a size 12 on your shoulder with both feet from Lamont Bryant? I think you got to call that, don't you?
Second down and 5. Dicken lobs overthrow. And, well, because Tillman was covered in the end zone that time, so there was no chance to slip that one in over the shoulder of the defensive back. And so that field goal team will have to at least get ready if nothing happens here. And here again is a situation where a field goal, if successful, would put Purdue out by 7. And, of course, Shane Ryan is the field goal man, number 18. Meanwhile, they'll try to pick it up here on 3rd and 5. They empty the backfield. Watson to the left side. Dicken back. Dicken fires too high for Alford, and it'll be field goal time for Purdue, and it's a mighty big one. Addison's defense holds that time. But Notre Dame cannot afford to lose a battle of field goals. They got breaks against Georgia Tech when the Ramblin' Wreck missed a couple of big ones. Let's see what happens here. Dicken, the quarterback, is going to hold this time. Put it down. No. Missed it. The lead stays at 4. And a coach on the other side breathes a huge sigh of relief. We'll be right back. As Lou Holtz was leading, well, last year that offense averaged 37 points and 463 total yards a game. It is time for Ron Polish to stand up as a senior. First down and 10. The Irish down 4 now. The fullback, good speed, to the 22-yard line.
Well, he did it last week. Paulus led his team back against Georgia Tech. Similar situation. They trail right now by 4. Would love to be trailing just by 1, though.
Second down and 7. Mike Rose, who is shaken up defensively, is still not out there. That is a big-time loss for Purdue. He had played a whale of a game. Hollis going to drop the screen to Denson, runs free and alley. And he is out to the 33-yard line for a Notre Dame first down. Now Rose is back. Number 4, Mike Rose, returns defensively. He replaces Noble Jones, and here is Rose. They've got to have him there at that spot. Now it's up to the Purdue defenders. 9:40 to go. Clock inside of 10. The Irish trying to muscle a drive under the former Purdue coach Jim Coletto, now the offensive coordinator of Notre Dame. Quick strike. It's Brown. A block by Johnson, and he is still beaten back by Adrian Beasley.
Great effort by the Purdue defense. When Brown caught that ball, he had a blocker in front of him, plus the defensive back was about 10 yards away. Didn't quite get as much out of that play as it was designed, thanks to the good effort and hustle of the Boilermakers.
Second down and 5 for Thomas and the Irish. Thomas steps away. Colvin fumble. They've got it. Beasley rushes free for the Purdue touchdown. It was Colvin, the big man, number 59, who did it.
In good shape to begin with, but there's nobody open in the secondary. A lot of time there. There's Colvin with the punch out. Beasley picks it up on one hop, and he's in the end zone. Great coverage in the secondary by Purdue, and then great pressure by Colvin.
Beasley dashes in. Ryan to attempt the extra point. Purdue again is short-handed apparently on the field, but so was Notre Dame. They're going to try with 10. Here comes the 11th man. He's got 3 to get down. Gets down, and Dicken going to let it run out.
I'd say he was an important guy. He was the guard. He's right next to the center. There's a huge hole in there. Somebody's got to fill it.
11
so
guys.
Hustle's out there. Let's give him some credit for hustle. And that's a smart move. Just let the clock run out there. Don't use those precious timeouts. You just move the kicker back 5 yards. No big deal.
That's what the coaches told us when we talked about the Tennessee play of last week. Never call a timeout on special teams play. There's the extra point. The former Purdue head coach is quoted as saying, with good players, I'm a pretty good coach. At Notre Dame, you recruit only the best players in the country. The Purdue players have had that quote taped up in their locker room ever since they read it. This is what has fired this bunch up here today. And now it will be up to Paulus and the Notre Dame offense to pull this one out. 8:37 to go. But they are going to be against a very inspired mob of Boilermakers the rest of the way. Bring it out on. No. Rossum's coming out. From the 10, delayed, got one, no, down at the 22. A great delay by one of the most dangerous kick returners in the country, and we may have seen the end of him today. He's already shaken up, and that might have been a hamstring. The left hamstring is what he reached for.
You can only hope it's a cramp, but if he goes the distance, this is about 108 yards. Great return, right up the middle. Hard to tell where the injury occurred, perhaps right there on the tackle.
Down, I'd like to vote on that play. Roosevelt Colvin forcing the fumble, and Adrian Beasley dashing to the end zone. That's the Burger King's second play of the day.
How come they never consult us on these things, Brent?
First down and 10. Hollis back up to the line now. Down 11. Backs are split. Complete, and that's Brown, number 88. Extending to the 30-yard line.
It's a pretty good example of a deficiency in the Notre Dame offense. Their wide receivers don't have enough speed to stretch the defense. Therefore, the Purdue can play a lot looser in the secondary.
From the shotgun, Hollis gets hit on the release. Incomplete. And the Boilermakers are stomping now in that defensive line. David Nugent, all part of the AAA scholarship program. 3rd down and 4. Hollis. Flush to Denson, drops it. Dropped the pass. And it is 4th down at the 7:57 mark.
And they're going to have to punt the ball away. The field position is just too much against them here. This is just a flat drop pass. We've seen a few of these today. Denson takes his eyes off it, tries to pick up his blockers out in front, and this place is going to go nuts.
Hunter Smith. And the best player on the Purdue team, sure-handed Alford, back to return it. Penalty flag on the punt. Alford, the 25. So we'll check the penalty here on the snap. Thrown at both sides of the line of scrimmage.
It was lined up off sides.
A nightmare.
Nightmare for one side and a dream come true for the other side.
We are down up the line of scrimmage. The penalty is declined. 1st down.
And Tiller is very well aware that 10 and 14 are playing on the corners right now. 1st down and 15. Dicken hands off. Matthews, they go to work on the clock. And Matthews powers to the 34-yard line. Gets back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Joe Tiller, this is a ball club that was embarrassed last week against Toledo, losing by 14 points. He said he was disappointed in their execution, but he also felt his team fell into some old bad habits. But he didn't rant and rave on him after the game, and he kept things positive. He's a very positive, upbeat coach.
Well, remember a couple of years ago, Northwestern upset Notre Dame in South Bend. They lost to a Mid-American school, Miami of Ohio. Not an embarrassment to lose to those teams. They're usually underrated. And here's Sutherland looking for the gap with that speed of his. Running to the marker on that far side. 7:02. The clock stops, of course, as he steps out of bounds. And just appears to be just short of the 1st down.
Boy, that's a real rookie mistake, freshman mistake. 1st downs aren't all that important right now. What's important is taking time off the clock, staying in bounds, and I'm sure that Sutherland will hear from the coaches about that.
Especially if they don't make this 3rd and 1. Purdue with 314 passing yards. Matthews got it easy. He is running like a bull.
And he's the back that has speed with power. And we saw the power part of it at the end of that run. He came real close to going all the way as the Irish are crowding the line of scrimmage, trying to plug every gap along the line of scrimmage, get penetration, trying to force some type of turnover. If the Irish are going to get back into it, they've got to get a turnover in the next minute or so.
Taking their time in the huddle. Five left on the play clock. Game clock starts on the snap, and it's going to be a halfback pass. They're going to throw it towards Alford. No, incomplete. That's the whack for you, ladies and gentlemen. Some of us would say, what are you doing?
What are you doing is right.
6:26. 2nd down and 10. Short drop. Fires down Isaac Jones with daylight. 40, 35. Jones cuts back to the 30-yard line. 1st down, Purdue. 6:17. Could have been a crusher right there.
Brilliant play selection by Joe Tiller. Knowing the Irish are going to be up trying to blitz. Watch all the Irish coming up here. And it's a quick swing pass. out to Jones with Matthews in front and 2 wide receivers. Great job by staying in bounds here as Jones doesn't make the same mistake as Sutherland. Protects the ball and all but salts this one away.
6 minutes for Purdue to kill. And here is the big fella, Kendall Matthews, the senior. Now we go to Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, you quoted Jim Coletto, offensive coordinator. It's my turn to quote the new head coach for Purdue, Joe Tiller. Tiller feels that coaching is overanalyzed. This is his quote. You know, this coaching thing isn't as hard as some guys make it out to be. You'd better have some fun. You'd better laugh as you're going through it. Right now, no one on the Notre Dame sidelines is laughing.
You got that right, Parker. 5:24, and they won't be laughing all week up there in South Bend either as they get ready for the Spartans. Second down. Under the blitz, Dicken retains his balance and fires incomplete, out of bounds. Well done by Dicken that time, and there's an injured Irish player down. Student pilots and their instructor were killed when their small plane crashed. The flags flying at half-staff. Everybody has been down, of course, about it. So many people affected by the tragedy. You can't help but think that this whole town needed something to lift up the spirits a little bit, and at least something that's not nearly as important as that, but for a few brief shining moments, if this football team can hang on, it would certainly help here in this town. Third down and 3 for Purdue. Dicken. Down he goes at the 29-yard line as Jimmy Friday gets it done defensively for the Irish.
And Notre Dame will use their first timeout of the second half. Interesting play selection here for Joe Tiller. He's brought out the field goal kicker to try a 45-yard field goal.
And we'll take a break and be right back. No one on that Purdue sideline feels any better right now than Spack, who at one time was an assistant coach under Coletto and now is the defensive coordinator under Tiller. Time running out on Coletto and Paulus. And Shane Ryan attempting the field goal. No good. And so just inside of 5 minutes.
Is there nothing sacred?
Very good.
Well, I felt deficient in the quoting department here. You both got one up on me.
You attended that Jesuit school out on the West Coast, didn't you, when you were growing up? Here comes Paulus. Stepping away, firing, incomplete. At the 40-yard line, pass intended for Malcolm Johnson, the senior wide receiver.
There is enough time to get this done for Notre Dame. They have 2 timeouts remaining, just under 5 minutes to go, but they got to start hitting some of these passes.
Purdue is going to use a timeout.
I think they're being forced to because one of the players, Mike Hawthorn, had a problem with his equipment.
And Hawthorne's one of their best players back there. Outstanding work in the defensive backfield today for Hawthorne. So we'll take a break. We're back. And Paulus from the shotgun drops it off to Denson. Denson to the 38-yard line. They'll have to go and keep going now as fast as they can.
They have to throw the ball down the field, though. These swing passes aren't going to get it done.
Here's on third down and short. That one caught beautifully by Brown to the 39-yard line. Not finished yet. Bobby Brown with a big catch, and Adrian Beasley makes the stop. 23 yards on that. Paulus hurrying things up here at 4:13. Irish down 11. Denson. About a yard and no more as Willie Burroughs makes the stop.
Boy, you really got to question that play selection. You don't have time to run the ball. Brock Sprack's back loves that call.
Run the clock down to 3:50. From the shotgun. Swing it out to the fullback. Spencer, second man has got him. Mike Hawthorne comes up, and you're not going to get away from Mike.
Now, you're not going to get any yards, at least not enough yards to make a difference. Again, that's a case where you want to go out of bounds with that swing pass. Kill that clock. Your clock is your biggest enemy right now.
3:22 in the shotgun. Hollis, what's he putting it away for?
That was a planned quarterback draw. And again, you got to question the play selection of that man.
It's 4th down. It's 3:02. Timeout. What was the quarterback draw doing in that sequence?
Now see if we can see what Jim Coletta was thinking about here on this draw play. But it's a draw all the way. But there's just nothing doing as the Boilermakers aren't really coming hard on the pass rush right now. Their biggest concern is just containing the Irish, keeping them inbounds and taking time off the clock, which they're getting a lot of help from the play selection of Notre Dame.
Well, our Chevrolet players of the game, Andre Denson rushed for better than 100 for the Irish, and of course Billy Dicken has been a standout in operating Joe Tiller's offense. The unheralded quarterback of the Boilermakers, the biggest game of his life. So it's come down to this, 4th and 8 at 3:06. Irish down 11. Hollis in the shotgun. Hollis, Corbin chases him, complete. That's a first down. Stops the clock. Big 4th down play. Hollis to his running back, Denson.
Great play by Paulus. Great play by Roosevelt Coleman coming on the blitz. And then Denson knowing what he needed for the first down and knowing he had to kill the clock by getting out of bounds.
Shotgun look again. Here's Spencer, the fullback, running to the 25-yard line.
All right, another draw play. I just don't understand it, Brent. You got to throw the ball on every down. I know the guys are winded, but you don't have enough time as we move well under 3 minutes.
Here's Colvin getting set. Left defensive end. He's down. Hollis fires near sidelines. Got it out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That's more like it. Paulus has the arm to throw that deep out. And Bobby Brown ran a perfect route against the safety. And now the Irish are in business. They got to put this one in real soon.
What they should be thinking of is the onside kick also. Inside the 5-yard line, 2:27.
And down by 11. Wouldn't they love to have that 3 points they didn't get earlier in the game?
Now Paulus under pressure, fires. Spencer runs for the corner. No! Great play by Hawthorne. What a whale of a game Hawthorne has played at that corner, number 11.
He's been outstanding in coverage, but I think his tackling has been most impressive. Former strong safety, number 11, and this is a big man, Jamie Spencer. He chops him down at the 1.
Coming down to 2 minutes. Backs are split. Hollis to throw it. Drops it to Denson. Touchdown, Notre Dame. 1:47. Coach says we're going for the deuce. And a penalty flag being thrown in the end zone. Is this another celebration? Get even time.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Unsportsmanlike conduct foul on the offense. The touchdown is good.
Don't they know that excitement is part of football? You score a touchdown and you can't be happy about it?
That's crazy.
Twice today, we've seen this call. And this call. And this takes them out of a possible two-pointer.
They were going to go for 2. It's critical.
And a
because they needed
call.
2 to get themselves.
Now, what's the call? That he spiked the ball? You can't spike the ball in college football? That's unbelievable.
Because 2 would have pulled them to within 3. And all they would have needed a field goal to get themselves into overtime. Now they've got to set up for a long 1, and they're still down 4, meaning they need a touchdown, which makes it huge. I think that's crazy. The extra point is good, but that's not what Notre Dame wanted to do in that situation.
That's an incredibly stupid call by the officials. Denson gets in the end zone, drops the ball, spikes the ball, throws the ball between his legs. Very natural move. Nothing premeditated about it. And the official calls him for excessive celebration.
And
my, oh my.
Well, the first one I didn't think was any good either.
Nope.
That they called on Purdue.
This is unbelievable. It totally takes Notre Dame out of the game, and that's not right. Let the players, let these youngsters play. That's the penalty right there. Unbelievable.
I love it when you get fired up, Dan.
Makes me glad I'm not in college. It's the first time. You know, I kind of like to go back to college a lot of these days, being 46 years old now, you know. My, oh my. You got to feel for Davey, Coletto, and for the ball players themselves.
You got to wonder now if Notre Dame doesn't have a good onside kick in their saddlebag. Santa's going to move it on over to the left hash mark. The good hands people are out there. Alford is out there. Almost all the wide receivers. Isaac Jones is along that secondary line. Has to go 10 yards, of course, before they get a shot at it. They being the Irish in this situation at 147. You try to get that high bounce and send it over the right. Not going to get it far enough, and that's recovered by Purdue. Boilermakers will get it.
He chili dipped it, Brent. He absolutely hit the ground before he hit the ball.
And Tolbert runs up to recover 147 for Purdue to kill. Leading by 4 points.
He's got to kick this 10 yards. Watch him duff it. Hit right on top of the ball. Even if Notre Dame were to recover at that point right there, it would be Purdue ball.
Yes. And so Billy Dicken and the Boilers dash out. They got the big man, Kendall Matthews. He's been powerful. Swings right, stay in bounds, the coaches have told him. Battles for a couple of yards, but the clock at the 140 mark. And that clock is still coming on down to 138. And the Irish suddenly out of timeouts. So all Purdue needs to do is run this clock out. 138. They've got Matthews in the backfield. So, Dan, you're sitting in on your first big upset, partner.
I tell you what, you talked about them being spoiler makers. This will go down as one of the all-time greats. Just can't say enough about Joe Tiller and the attitude, the positive attitude, and how much mileage he has gotten out of that today, and how much mileage he will get out of this win.
Here's second down. And the clock starts to run. They're still throwing, baby. Here comes Sutherland. Sutherland to the 25. Sutherland to the 10. Sutherland down inside the 5-yard line. Would you believe Joe Tiller? He's still throwing.
He's still throwing, but it's a safe, high percentage, well-conceived play. They've run this play 5 or 6 times today, and Davey and his defense has had no answer for it.
38 yards as Vinny Sutherland, the freshman from West Palm Beach, Florida, puts it down at the Irish 2.
And he stayed in bounds, didn't he?
That time he didn't go out, Coach. They told him on the sideline. Clock begins. Matthews bangs for the end zone. Touchdown, Purdue! Joe Tiller and the Boilermakers upset Bob Davie and the Fighting Irish.
Touchdown. It's a swing pass to Vinny Sutherland. Good blocking out in front by his wide receivers. A lot of speed. And the freshman learns his lesson, goes 38 yards, stays in bounds, and sets up his team for a clutching touchdown. Kendall Matthews joins his running mate, Ed Watson, in the end zone for Purdue.
You know what Edwin Watson said about Coletto's quotes about talent? Coach Coletto is used to losing at Rossum, so that won't be anything new for him. The players with something to prove, and I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, how good is Toledo?
I know that Notre Dame's glad they're not on the schedule.
A marvelous day for Billy Dicken, our Chevrolet player of the game for Purdue, 26 of 39 for 352.
And in practice this week, he only got 60% of the practice snaps. He had to share time with Drew Brees, who coaches expected. Yeah, look at that.
Your buddy Bruce Snyder, who was one of your coaches, wasn't he, out at Oregon?
He was, absolutely. He was our running back coach.
Wow, they reload.
That Pac-10 championship. Knocking off Miami.
In Miami, partner. That is no easy task. High bounce. Denson. 20-yard line coming up to the 31. And the last minute will tick away. This the biggest win in the lives of these young Purdue athletes. There'll be better days for Notre Dame. Don't worry about that.
But when Joe Tiller goes on the recruiting trail now, he can say one thing. Look at what we did to Notre Dame.
And Joe Tiller is the first-year Purdue coach to defeat Notre Dame since Jack Mollenkopf, who was a legend around these parts. Jack Mollenkopf was a great coach here at Purdue for so many years. That's when they were at the height of their powers. And now Tiller shows up after Lou Holtz never lost a game to Notre Dame. And now Bob Davie loses his first game against Purdue. This is Denson.
Tiller's going to be able to go to those blue chippers now, those quarterbacks and wide receivers, and say, hey, listen, this is a program you want to be a part of.
Last 28 seconds. And still hitting. Ken Berry handling the ball for the first time. Major upset. 28-17, 15 seconds. Berry still banging away here for the Irish. Here it comes. They flood onto the field at Rossum Stadium. The celebration is about to begin. Boilermakers, one more time. As Davey tells Joe Tiller, great job. Indeed it was. Down we go to Jack.
Well, Joe Tiller just got the congratulations from the opposing coach, Bob Davey. It's pandemonium, Coach. Open year.
I hope we have a whole lot more of these. It's a great win for Purdue. First of many, we hope.
Does this validate your type of offense here? Does this validate your type of offense?
I can hear you. It's a great win.
Does this validate your type of offense? Man, it's crazy.
All right. Just save yourself, partner. Crazy indeed. At least for one day, that offense is validated. And how?